he is a combination of all of my friends from inner city Small Heath in Birmingham. So he's this collection of dudes who are super funny, kind of a little bit crazy, totally criminal. And so the way he started off, I suppose I used him to kind of satirize some of the crazy news reports that were going on. So this was only a couple of years ago, but I think the most famous one about Small Heath in Birmingham and Birmingham in general is that it's a no-go zone for anyone that isn't Muslim, right? So for us in England, we're like, are you lot mad? That's like primetime Sky News, but in the States on Fox News. And people are like, oh my God, that is terrible. Absolutely terrible. They've boxed off an entire city. It's Birmingham, mate. One of the most multicultural, involving cities in the UK. So he kind of came to prominence through that.
And when you say about Mobeen being sort of an amalgamation of various mates and characters that you knew, have your friends caught on to this? Have they
several of them want to punch me in the face right now. But I suppose the big thing for them is that though Mobeen comes across quite broad and silly, especially in the earlier stuff, there was always a slight social message to what he was saying. When I had the opportunity to sit down with the BBC and K-Bear as a production company, we had a look at the pilot that originally went out, and it kind of felt super broad, sitcom land, big silly character. And that's when I stood back and I said, man, we haven't made something that I wanted to make there. So it's good, you have to reassess. And then thinking about Mobeen as a character, just showing the realism. I think a lot of people from these working class inner city areas, they often say, whenever we see ourselves on TV, we're big, we're daft, and there's no layers of depth. So it was my job, it was my responsibility to make sure that we presented characters that had depth, who are complicated, who do some pretty terrible things, but they're good guys as well. So it was our job to do that, yeah. Stylistically, it's probably not sitcom in terms of the way that it's made.
Yeah.
You play much more to jokes that require the watcher, the viewer, to kind of buy into what's going on with these three random lads around a plastic bag. Do you know what I mean? What's in there? Is it drugs? Is it weapons? We find out what it is later on. But it's totally random. But that's the realism of it. You could drive through inner city Brum right now and see some totally random stuff going on. It could be any number of things that's going down, but if you take a second to just invest in those people, completely innocent, but it's just the way we perceive things, I think, was really important. The story, when I was trying to think about what kind of stresses could be on this character, something that happened a lot to my mate when he was a kid, big up child services and that. His mum and dad used to randomly dip off to Pakistan for weeks on end, and it was him, his older sister, and his little brother, and they used to jam like, yeah, we'll just iron my own clothes and do it. And it was quite, like, aunties would check in from the area, and Nana Val would pop round, knock on the door, you all right, babe, how you doing, my love, you all right? Just totally normal. So I wanted to kind of showcase that in these areas, that's sometimes the reality of what happens. And it's fun, and when I mentioned it to people were like, oh my God, does that happen? It's like, yeah, it happens, bro, it happens.